Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently trying to get this Marauder repaired. It's not going to happen before the financial report, but we are prioritizing it. We'll get the rest of these repaired with our other two bays though, and that'll happen quite quickly here. So let's finish up all of those here. There's our engine upgrades for the Argo done. So Kodiak is upset right now, and we're going to order him to practice while he recovers. Perfect. Kodiak and Carriated gained 50 XP. Not like that's, you know, a lot, but that's okay. So we still have another, looks like 2 days left until everything but the Marauder is done. That's fine. Kodiak is going to be back in 3 days. We don't actually need him right now. I should have queued up an engineering upgrade before I ticked those 2 days. Oh well. I definitely should have. I think the next thing that we should prioritize is probably the Leopard munition dump to reduce the monthly upkeep of everything by 5%. That'll be pretty important for us, but we're getting very close to the end of upgrading the Argo here. So that is very, very good for us. Overall, this costs 300k. Yeah, I think this is very manageable. Again, we're going to want to grab this pretty soon. And this one would be great too. In fact, all of these will be... We're going to get everything eventually. But I think for right now, we're going to go for the reducing the inventory items. That also only takes 9 days. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's double check the mech bay, make sure everybody's good to go. It should be. Yep. Fantastic. So actually, not the command center. We're going to hop into the barracks here, and we're going to do some quick mech warrior training if anybody needs it. Which they may not. Actually, yeah, Lord Dacky can grab a point of guts. Scrub can actually get up to that sweet, sweet 9th gunnery point. That's great. Squib, you could grab, honestly, a point of guts here. There you go. Tarbox is fine, and Woody is fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and deploy here, because we need additional cash. A violent Jenner, huh? Yeah. This might not be a terrible idea. The thing about these super high pay ones is they don't tend to be good salvage. I've been noticing. As opposed to things like this. Or this. Target acquisitions, oof, on that one. I'll pass on the target acquisition for right now. I think we're just going to go for the cash here. Maybe do raid Violent Jenner. I mean, if we're up against 1,000,000 Jenners, it might not be too bad. Pro tip, we're not up against 1,000,000 Jenners. It will be too bad. So we're going to sit here on 1.5. We're not going to be super happy with it, but we don't really need salvage that badly anymore. We're starting to transition into just needing cash. And overall, I think we're good to go here. So let's go ahead and deploy this. Yes, we have some unused tonnage, but that's okay. For all of them, there's not anything that we can do about that currently, without a major refit anyway. So just how violent is this Jenner? That is the question that I've got. I mean, how violent can a Jenner possibly be? Standard Jenners output what, like maximum 100 points per turn? That's assuming they hit everything? That's fairly violent, but like a Jenner is not a terrible mech, particularly in a backstabbing cavalry role, but sure. At the same time, our Gauss rifles are going to make short work of them if we can hit it. But I don't think there's actually any Jenners here. I think it's just a name. We need to blunt the advance of the invading force and punish any supporting local forces. A high-tonnage local government lance will shortly make planetfall at the behest of a group of petty nobles and commercial interests. Intel suggests this is the vanguard of a larger force of conventional tanks and infantry, and they're scouting the region for a suitable landing site. We need a competent mercenary company to intercept the mechs and stop the invasion before it gets underway. If their planetside allies send any support, you're to wipe them out as well. Commander, this seems like a rough fight. We'll be the shield that blocks the head of the spear. If any support units do make a showing, only engage if you're in a good position after dealing with the mechs. Okay?
Command interface initiated.
Well, do we have any allies? Yes, we do. Okay. This is a very open area. This is good for us. We like engaging in open areas. They are up here. Presumably their reinforcements are going to come in from maybe this direction. Judging by these deployment options, yes. They're all up in this corner. In that case, I like dropping here. Let's go. Very open. There's some cover here and there, but they're going to take withering fire as they approach. Our allies are back over here. They've got a pair of Ifrits, they've got a hover tank, and they have a... What is this guy?
Well, this is a hellhole.
Oh, that's a second hover tank. Okay, that's fine. So we know that the enemy lance is up here. Ah, they've got a helicopter of some sort. Well, that was just rude. The harasser took a fair amount of damage there. We're not shocked by this.
Yeah.
Our guillotine will move up to here, and we're going to really hit this helicopter. Well, maybe not with this mech, but with a lot of mechs are going to try. Yeah, we don't get anything with that guillotine, but that's okay. We don't mind.
Targeting system's janky.
I mean, sure. You can argue that if you like. Interesting.
Damage is minor, Commander.
Elementals?
Damage. Hold in firm.
Incoming warthog. Okay, that's a warthog. Gotcha. That really didn't do all that much damage, though.
Standing by.
So our guillotine here is going to move forward. I'm assuming that that warthog has AMS. I'm actually going to sprint in with our cavalry lance here. And we see that they have a Marauder 2 there. That's not great for us, but it's okay. Bolt-ons, I don't think will fire here. But we'll go ahead and potshot this helicopter. Hopefully we'll get something out of it. 34 damage. Okay, not great. But it'll do. So we now know that there's this warthog, and that is an issue for us. Mines? Were those mines? Or did they just aim poorly? They may have just aimed poorly. Something else with AMS over there.
Standing
Okay.
by.
Our harasser is going to make its way up over this way. We are going to aim for this Marauder immediately.
Moving
I
at full
don't
throttle.
necessarily think that we're going to do much other than firing the AoE flamers here. We're maybe a little close for those, actually. Given the fact that our harasser immediately out of the gate took a fair amount of damage. This is the rocket variant of Marauders, by the way.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
We missed everything. Okay.
No love on that strike.
That's fine. That is completely okay.
I await your command.
Our archer will step forward here, and we're testing the waters. Actually, we now know that there are no mines here.
I'm walking here.
So we're going to step there, and we could fire on the warthog. We know it has AMS. We could fire on the Cascatel, which may or may not have AMS. And that's what we're going to do. Slightly lower hit odds, but we'll still fire on it. It does have AMS. Okay. So they've got a lot of AMS. Our Jaeger will step up to the firing line. Our Jaeger, of course, having that anti-air quirk, making things better. We're going to go for the Cascatel here. And it is dead. Fantastic.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Next up, our Sorcerer is going to come up over here. Now, we could go for the Warthog. Or... if we did this, we'd have to go in flak mode. We know that this is AMS protected. I'm going to risk it. I want to know how AMS protected the warthog is.
Firing.
Okay. Good to know. That was the information I wanted. The J. Edgar is going to come on up over this way, behind the Marauder. We don't expect much because the Marauder hasn't moved yet. We do see a second heavy vehicle over here. Okay, so that is a Seth. Sure.
Receiving you.
Our Nidhogg is going to make its way on up.
On the move. Full.
And I do want to work on this Warthog. I'm going to fire the rocket packs here. That was good damage. Okay.
Yep.
Our Centurion is going to step into the firing line. And we're going to work on this Warthog. We're going to run the sniper artillery in flak mode.
Take this.
We didn't hit, but that's okay. Next up is our Dragon Slayer, which is going to sprint forward as much as it can.
Roger. Full throttle.
And do we fire the Ultra AC-20 on 21% hit odds? We've only got 5 turns of ammo on that. I think we're going to wait until we close in a little bit more.
Affirmative.
Okay. A little bit of damage to the Warthog, but not too much. Our allied hover tank moving around back there. Now is when the Marauder is going to move.
Receiving you.
And I'm going to reserve the Maxim until after the Marauder moves. What's your plan, Mr. Marauder? That's not a Marauder. That's the reinforcements. Okay. It's way out there, and it used a lot of ammo and didn't hit anything. Yes, this is about what I expected. This is going to be all those rockets going in on the guillotine, and it's going to do a lot. That's a structure exposure, so we're probably going to have to back the guillotine off there. However, that's all those rockets gone. Yeah, the guillotine is definitely going to need to be backed off.
What can I do for
The imp is going to step forward here, and I like this position.
you? Betcha.
And I think we go for the warthog here. Go ahead and fire everything. Light him up.
This should be good.
I was hoping that that would have been a stray shot. It was not.
You could fry an egg in here.
Okay. At this point, we are going to bring the Maxim up to this position here.
Understood.
And we're going to use inferno rounds on this warthog. We're going to try to shoot him down. We probably won't succeed, but we're going to give it a go. So structure exposure, we did crit the bomb rack, but it's not dead. Okay. And he does have the armor repair. The Ifrit moves up. We don't expect them to do anything, though. Yeah. Okay.
I'm here.
Next up, our archer. We are going to shoot down this warthog at this point. Has very little armor left. It probably does have AMS. But there we go. One dead warthog.
Make that one less vehicle.
Indeed. Now the Seth will move, and we'll see what it decides to do. If I was it, I might look at taking out the harasser here. But we'll see what it decides. Okay. The other option, of course, was to go for the exposed guillotine. Which would have been the better choice. Definitely. It's going to ace pilot here, so we'll see where it goes. Okay, moves out over here. We see that this is a lot of demolishers. That's their reinforcements.
Receiving you.
Okay. Our sorcerer is going to hop into cover. And we're going to go into indirect arrow 4s. And we're going to fire at these demolishers. Just do as much as we can with our artillery over there before we engage them. The Jaeger is going to look to shoot down... Actually, we're going to go for the Marauder here, aren't we? The hit odds are substantially better on the Marauder. So we're going to move up, and we're going to fire on the Marauder here. And we missed everything. Okay. Sure. Next up is our J. Edgar, which will absolutely move behind the Marauder here and light him up. In that rear arc, I probably should have moved back one more hex, but this is okay. And we may end up losing these vehicles, but that is completely fine. I don't mind that. We're going to move up with the Dragon Slayer, and I think we are going to fire the Ultra AC-20 at this point.
Target confirmed.
Sadly, we missed it. We only did 1 damage there. Okay.
What do you need?
Well, the Centurion is going to hop into indirect mode, and we're going to continue putting AoE damage on these demolishers. Okay.
Yeah?
This guillotine is the one that we can move forward, and we absolutely will. And 75%, I don't like firing at the Marauder 2 here, but it is so much better of hit odds. That was decent damage there, so I guess that's okay.
Yes, Commander.
Now, this guillotine, we're going to back off. It is the right side that is exposed, so we want to turn the left side to these guys. I'm also going to Vigilance the guillotine. And then we're going to fire a pot shot with the Clan ER PPC out over at this sealed demolisher. I don't expect that we get anything out of it, to be fair, to be clear.
Negative damage. Repeat.
Yep, that is
Negative
completely
damage.
fine.
I'm here.
The Harasser is now going to position back behind the Marauder. And we're going to swap into standard ammo and heat this guy right on up. That is a big ol' overheat on that Marauder. And he is now shut down. Fantastic.
Commander.
Our Nidhogg is going to make its way over towards these demolishers. We can't quite make it there. I'm not going to use bombs over here, though. I am, however, going to fire the Snubnose PPC and the rockets at the Seth. We got 1 hit. Okay. So the Marauder immediately powered up and then immediately shut back down. That Demolisher going for the Nidhogg. Fine. Next one. Also going for the Nidhogg. Not doing anything. The next one. Also going for the Nidhogg. And also missing everything. Sure. What else? Going for the Harasser, but missing that as well. Okay, sounds good. The Demolishers wasted their turn.
Waiting for orders.
So the Imp will advance here. Ever so slightly. We're pretty overheated, of course. We cannot fire all of these lasers. That's fine. We're going to go for head hits. We did get a structure exposure on that Marauder. Hover tank closing in. Hover tank closing in. Okay. And now for our Maxim. Our Maxim is going to pull around into the rear arc of the Marauder. And we're not going to use Inferno ammo this time. We're just going to go for the kill. And that's a kill.
Bad guy down.
Fantastic. Now all that's left here is the Seth and the Demolishers. Our allied Ifrit moves up. They're not doing anything just yet. So now the Seth moves. These guys are all clustered up and make for a good target for a bomber. Assuming he has bombs. We don't actually know that. Going for the Imp. Okay, the Imp can take this damage. No worries there.
I'm taking a pounding, Commander.
You're okay. Now this guy will ace pilot, and we'll see where it goes. If it's smart, it'll move over this way. If it's dumb, it'll move anywhere else. Reason I'm saying that it should move over this way, and yeah, that's what it's doing. Reason it should move over this way is that gets us, if we want to engage it, that pulls us into the range of these demolishers, providing fire support.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, so this guillotine, I'm honestly just going to back it off. We're just going to pull back over this way. I don't want to risk it. because we don't need to. We're going to move up with this guillotine, and we're just going to pot shot with the binary laser and medium pulse.
I'm taking the shot.
Nope. Only 12 damage. Okay. That's fine.
Receiving you.
Our J. Edgar is now going to move over this way and probably kill itself, in all honesty. But we're going to move over here and start utilizing our flamers on these demolishers. These guys have pretty weak rear armor, actually.
Firing full complement on the enemy.
The J. Edgar isn't going to kill it, obviously, but...
Standing by.
The Sorcerer is now going to work on dropping arrow 4s over here, where we're less likely to hit our J. Edgar.
On it.
And we'll do some armor strip. Nice. That was a pair of good hits.
What do you need?
We're going to move up with the Jaeger
On my way.
and fire on the Seth. Our hit odds are low, but we'll give it a go. We hit one, and we didn't backstab. That's all I wanted. We're going to move up with the Archer.
I'm going.
And the Archer is... I mean, we could fire indirect Artemis on the Demolishers, and that might actually be the better option right now. 23%. Yeah, they don't have AMS, and we have better hit odds. Do it.
Taking the shot.
Okay, Armor Shred on the Demolisher. We'll take it. And the Nidhogg will, of course, make its way as over here as it can. It can position somewhere around here would actually be good.
On my way.
We'll go ahead and position there, and we will drop bombs right in here.
Affirmative.
One dead Demolisher. And one heavily damaged Demolisher as well. The Harasser will make its way up. It will also position over here.
10-4.
And it will also look to kill this Demolisher. We may or may not succeed here.
Roger that. Target confirmed.
That damage was too spread out. Okay, that's fine. If they attack our vehicles, that's a waste of their turn. Sure, kill the J. Edgar, please.
I'm taking some serious hits.
It's a complete waste of their time. At the same time, they have to do it.
Good to go.
They don't have a choice.
Moving.
Because if they ignore the vehicles will destroy them. But if they don't ignore the vehicles, we don't care.
Right, Commander.
Wow, that Gauss rifle hit with a 7% chance? Okay, we'll take that. We're going to sprint forward with our Dragon Slayer. I don't think that this is going to be worth firing the Ultra AC. Yeah, absolutely not. But everything else, sure. Pot shot it. Nothing? Okay, that's fine.
Beginner's luck.
Next up is our Centurion, who at this point should probably be dropping artillery on this Demolisher. Or, actually, we should be in flak mode, attacking this Seth. This is what we should be doing. And that's a hit. We do have a slight overheat there, but that's fine. Hovercraft moving up. This Demolisher will probably kill the Harasser now. Yeah, that's fine. They had to do it. They didn't have a choice. But that bought us a lot of time. And did a lot of damage, too. Going for the Nidhogg and failing. Sure, whatever you want. They're pretty spread out here, and that's okay.
Yes.
Our Maxim is now going to make its way around over here. Now, this is not the one I was hoping to be able to get behind. I was hoping to be able to get behind the Kreprak up here, but this will have to do.
No shooting, just run.
We are, because these are vehicles, going to use infernal ammo. And we'll light this guy up rear arc. Once again, they absolutely have to deal with that Maxim. They don't have a choice. The Ifrit going for the stealth and triggering the AMS. I like it. I like that a lot. Our Jaeger will step up with its anti-air quirk, and we will fire on the Seth with our Gauss. We could kill it here. We did not, but that Seth is getting into substantial danger. Second Ifrit moves up, but it's not ready to do anything yet. We're going to step up with our Falcon, or rather with our Archer here. And we do still have a fair number of LRMs left, so I'm going to go ahead and fire here. We already triggered this once. I do expect some of these will be shot down with AMS, but even so. Good armor shred. One more solid hit will take down that Seth there. We're going to sprint forward with our guillotine.
Roger.
And we are going to take this guy down. This will overheat us. I'm not going to fire the binary laser here, actually. So it's probably not going to kill the Seth, but it'll do some damage. Structure exposure there. Engine crit. Okay. So that could have killed the Seth, but it did not. That's fine. The Nidhogg is going to come in behind this Demolisher.
Heading out.
And we're going to drop bombs on his rear arc. This will probably kill him.
Putting one in the back.
There we go.
Vehicle trashed.
Excellent. Now only 2 Demolishers remain. They tried to fire on the Imp, and mostly failed. Okay. That's cool, I guess. The Seth barely moved there. Probably because of our engine crit on it. The Dragon Slayer is going to close in here. And we are now getting into the point where I'm willing to fire that Ultra AC-20. It did turn its exposed side away from us, so that's fair enough. There we go. Ultra AC taking it down. Fantastic.
You were brave, I'll give you that much.
Indeed. Next is our Sorcerer. We will step forward here. And as far as the Sorcerer goes, I think we fire on this Demolisher.
Confirmed.
Let's get that artillery in there. Oh, that was very close to killing him, actually. The Centurion may finish him off. I'm just going to leave the guillotine where it's at. I don't want to risk it still. The Maxim, I'm going to leave it exactly where it is here. And we are just going to hit this guy as hard as we can, rear arc. We may lose the Maxim here. Ah, we didn't penetrate that armor. Just too spread out. Rip Maxim. That's okay. It's all expendable in the vehicle, Lance. It's just a distraction. The Centurion, at this point, is going to go into indirect mode, and we're going to fire on the crop rack. We do need to cool after this, so we're going to hopefully... That was awful. That was nowhere near. Okay.
I'm generating a lot of heat.
I was hoping that that would take that guy out, but no such luck. The Imp will just sprint forward. We don't have LOS. And we'll see what this guy does. He'll move through the fire, which may kill him. And it did. Okay. Hover tank moves up. Sure, we don't care.
Orders.
Next up, our Jaeger will close in. We can't quite get into LOS. Allied Ifrit going for the Demolisher. Okay. Getting some good armor shred and a pilot ejection. Okay, that actually ended it.
Mission successful.
Sure. We'll take that. Absolutely. So we should get some good pay out of this. Losing the J. Edgar, Harasser, and Maxim is not a big deal. They are very easily repaired. 1.4 million. Not bad. The Imp is going to need some repairs, and that Guillotine is going to need some repairs too. So that'll take some time. In terms of parts here, I think we just grab a Marauder 2-part. Call it good. Okay, we got an LBX AC5. We'll keep that for sure. Engine Core 075. We don't have one of those. Don't need that IC engine. Or this heavy rifle ammo. Small amount of salvage, but we knew that would be the case. We didn't take any internal damage that Yang can't repair on his own, so we should be completely fine to just accept Yang at his word, which is fantastic. How much are we expecting here? Well, the Guillotine did take a pounding from all of those rockets. There's no doubt about that. And the Imp actually did have a fair amount of armor shred applied to it. They never broke through the armor, but there was a lot of armor shred applied to the Imp. Combine that with the 3 vehicles, and I'm expecting this to be somewhere around 100k, maybe 120. There we go. 95k. Do it. That's great. So we're going to prioritize the Marauder, but it doesn't matter. We've only got the 3 mechs in repair. That's fine. And we're doing great as far as funding goes now. So we're going to tick forward here just a little bit, I think. Actually, maybe we should do that in the next episode. It is time to put a cut in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll get these repairs done and head out again before this financial report. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.